Hello, welcome to Bob's Dungeon. My name's Bob, I'll be your host. And let's talk about a genre I really like, the post-apocalypse. And, I mean, come on, it takes place after the end of the world. Who wouldn't want to see the world after the world ends? So, to that end, the game we're going to talk about in this video is Mutant Classics. This book has 288 pages and a copyright of 2017. It was published by Goodman Games, and all of the artwork in this book is in black and white. It's pretty decent if you're into that old school type of thing. So let's go ahead and look at that artwork. This is the first picture we see when we open the book, with each chapter starting with its own full-page picture. All of the artwork in this book is in black and white, and it's pretty decent artwork as well. It sets a proper tone and mood for this game, while maintaining that old school feel that one would want for a book such as this. To play this game, what you're going to need is, of course, a copy of this core rule book and a full set of dice. In this case, a full set of dice includes a 30-sided die, a 24-sided die, a 20-sided die, a 16-sided die, a 12-sided die, preferably two 10-sided dice for rolling both percentiles and tens, an 8-sided die, a 6-sided die, a 4-sided die, and a 2-sided die. Now, this book uses the same rules as can be found in Dungeon Crawl Classics. And in fact, you can run the two games together and have a blend of them. We'll talk a little more about that a little later. But character creation is a little bit different, but pretty much the same. You start by making a 0-level character. And you make 4 of these characters, well, 3 or 4. And you run them through their first adventure, and any of them that lives gets to be your character in the game. So you could have a couple of characters to pick from, or you could have nothing. But anyway, the way you build these characters is first you got to roll their abilities. And the abilities used in this game are strength, agility, stamina, personality, intelligence, and luck. And the way you figure these up is you roll 3 6-sided dice, add them together for each attribute. And when you start working in the bonuses for your mutations and stuff, you get to add more to these numbers in some cases, subtract in others. But while adding, the highest your attribute can go is up to 24. So after you figure up your attributes, you roll your hit points. For your starting 0-level character, you get 1d4 hit points. Then you figure up your beginning profession. And to do that, you roll a percentile, and you can be either a hunter or a gatherer. 50 chance either way. After that, you figure up your birth sign, and again, it's a percentile roll. After that, you'll roll twice on the beginning equipments chart to figure out what your character's got to work with. Then you roll to figure out what your genotype is. And the genotype is pretty much your character's species. There is the pure strain human, the mutant, the manimal, and the plantian. And then after that, you'll roll on another chart appropriate to your genotype to figure out your character's appearance or subtype, depending on what is available to them. After that, you pick an archaic alignment. Usually, all player characters start with the clan of the cog. And there are others, and you gain them through adventuring and so forth. But that's character creation. And at this point, you'll have a 0-level character with no class. and you send them out on their first adventure, and when they come back, they should have enough experience to gain level 1. Once you gain level 1, you get to pick a class. And the classes they use in this game are the Sentinel, the Shaman, the Healer, and the Rover. And usually those classes are picked by pure strength humans. You can pick to use one of those classes for one of the other genotypes, but you lose out because there are 3 more classes: the Mutant, the Manimal, and the Plantian. And those are for the genotypes of the same name. And when you get those, that's when your mutations really start bursting forward and start coming to the forefront. So that's pretty much it as far as your character goes. Now, this game is really cool. Like I said, it's post-apocalypse, but it uses the same rules as Dungeon Crawl Classics. So you can actually combine the two, and the game master had to figure out little fidgety details to get them both to work together. But it could be a very cool experience for you. Just figure it like this. The characters from excuse me. The characters from Dungeon Crawl Classics would be from your more advanced civilization type areas, while the characters from Mutant Crawl Classics would be from the wildlands and so forth. And that's a good way to make it work. But this book uses specialty dice, like I mentioned before. And the way it works is typically when you go to perform a task, the Game Master assigns it a difficulty. And you roll a 20-sided die, and you must roll higher than that difficulty on the 20-sided die in order to succeed. And instead of getting numeric bonuses like plus this and minus that, this game uses a scaling for the dice. So if you've got a bonus, your D20 might go up to a D24 or even a D30. But if you got a negative, it might drop down to a D16 or a D12 and so forth, depending on how big the bonus or penalty is. And then you got to beat your difficulty number on that new die. Good luck if you got penalties. But it's actually a pretty neat system. It works a lot like Dungeon Crawl Classics if you're familiar with that game. And this game has everything you need to play. You don't need the Dungeon Crawl Classics game to play this. Just this book. But this book has new creatures for the post-apocalyptic world. It has equipment set for this world. It has an adventure you could use to get started in the back, which is always cool. But it doesn't have a character sheet you can photocopy and use, so that's a negative. But other than that, it's a really cool game. I love post-apocalypse settings, and this one's pretty good. It definitely captures the vibe of the old classic version of Gamma World. So this brings me to 3 questions. Would I play a character in this game? Absolutely. I love post-apocalypse settings, and this one definitely has that. Would I run this game? Again, definitely. I would love to find players to play this game just because I love this setting. And would I recommend this book? Yes, I would. This is a really good game if you love this kind of thing. So, thank you for joining me at a look at this book, and hopefully you'll join me next time where we'll talk about something else. Bye.